Welcome to the Bad Movie Night podcast, covering the worst movies you've never seen. We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night podcast.
Welcome back to the Bad Movie Night Podcast. My name is Chris, and tonight we have checked out the 2005 horror movie, The Boogeyman.
You thought it was just a story.
That was it. That was good shit, Lindsay.
Good, man.
Boogeyman, like a booger up your nose. Is that the joke?
Sounds like a Chris joke, doesn't it?
I didn't hate
Really
the fucking
shitty.
movie. Why are you putting this on me? I don't even know who you are. I thought last week you were. Did you listen to last week's episode? 2 weeks ago?
I was in bed
A long
sick.
ago.
Did you listen to the episode though?
Likely story.
No.
That makes sense as to why you are currently here then.
What did you say about me?
Guess you'll never know.
Yes, you'll have to
She'll never
listen.
know. She's definitely not going to do that, so she'll never know. No, AJ and Aaron and Spib and Rebecca all said some stuff about you, and I didn't appreciate the candor at which they just, freely laid out some things. I guess it's been building, honestly.
Over the last year and a half, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Couple
it was
years.
semi-therapeutic.
2 years.
There's
But we're all
hugging
here
and
now.
Has it been 2 years?
And
yeah.
I don't-
Yeah.
When did you join?
I joined spring of 2019,
Spring of 20, right?
Wow.
something like that. It's been a
You've
couple
done
years.
Yeah.
You've done
Spring of
Holy
2020.
shit.
Yeah.
And we haven't
who's
finished
gonna be
Witchcraft
the
yet?
first to go next, right?
Who do you think is going to go next? Is that what you're guessing?
Yeah.
Who would you think is going to go next?
AJ.
AJ is so flaky. Yeah, AJ would definitely go next.
I was here
Recently,
last
actually,
week
he
and no one else
hasn't
was.
been.
Thank
Maybe in the
you.
first 4
But
after that-
I should have did the show by myself last week.
AJ is the flakiest
You have the
person.
power.
He would, AJ is like one of those delicious rolls. You know what I'm talking about? Those Pillsbury rolls that you're like, I love those shits, but they're flaky as fuck.
Mhm.
That's AJ. He's delicious
that's
when
good.
he's here.
Delicious roll.
But yep, AJ's a delicious roll. I think AJ, you're right, Smith. Aaron,
Moist on the
you talk a
inside,
big talk
flaky on the
about like
outside.
you're not going to
Aaron will
be
be
here,
here
but you're
every
always going to be
time.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be here. And
I don't have anything else to do.
yeah, I think it's between
This is my
AJ and
only
Lindsay,
social
and
interaction
I think
outside of work.
AJ is because
Wow.
he's flaky and would just like it would get a little more difficult, so he'd give up. And Lindsay would get a better opportunity and just leave us behind. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's, and then it'll just be me, Aaron, Rebecca, and Spiff.
You can replace us. Find someone.
Oh, we can replace you like that. You
Yeah.
don't worry about that. You best believe.
No, we should.
Anyways,
We should do a Patreon show where
Yes.
all the Patreons host the show.
but they have to pretend to play one of us.
Right.
That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
And they have to like dress up like us and shit. All right. If you want to do that,
I don't know
patrons,
if I want that.
I want that. Oh yes, Spiff. You might.
That'd be fun. We could have a week off and they could just run it. It'd be awesome.
They'll just hire what's his face to fill in for you. If,
Guy
that
Pearce?
guy.
Aaron, this is going really well for you.
Guy Pierce.
Do you want to try it again?
It's going
Did
as
you
well
wanna
as
try
the
again?
pre-show here.
Okay.
I don't know what we're doing.
Recentering.
Guys,
This is
we're
what I
running
was
out of
trying to
focus.
say.
Gotta get moving.
This is what I was trying to say before I was rudely interrupted. Last week we were supposed to be here for our Thanksgiving episode. Things happen. Life happens. Life finds a way. But I did want to say that I am thankful that we are all here, the people of the podcast, back tonight to talk about the Thanksgiving classic that is The Boogeyman. AJ,
Thanksgiving related.
it's
Yeah, why is
tangentially
this
related.
thing-
We'll break it down. We'll break it down in the movie.
They mention it.
Hey,
Little
mention
bit
it.
of
We
Thanksgiving
will
in
break
there.
it down. AJ, what is The Boogeyman about?
I don't like it when you say it that way.
bears witness to his father's demise.
Oh, Daddy.
You've gone to heaven.
Turns out the boogeyman has been living in his closet.
It's not the only thing he's got in his closet.
Years later, Tim can't move on and still dealing with his past.
I'm a grown-up child.
Will he lose his girlfriend or gain another?
Can you
Find out
scared?
in the 2005 spooky classic that is Boogeyman.
One boogie that
Rated
can't
R
be
for
wiped.
the terrible CGI.
Rated R for just terrible everything. Rated R for
This was Thanksgiving.
Seventh Heavens, guys.
It took place on Thanksgiving
stuff.
Now
weekend.
is not the appropriate time to bring up such subject matter, son.
Isn't it?
Get into that when we get into the movie discussion segment of the show.
Oh, I forgot.
For now, we need to move on to a new segment that probably somebody didn't really spend any time preparing, except for maybe photoshopping a ridiculous image of himself. And that is, of course, the history hole, which we get here almost every week. Did you not do anything? You
I
have
did a
nothing?
history hall, but I can't do any of my photo stuff because my fucking OBS studio keeps crashing.
Well, Aaron's off the show because that's the one thing he could do.
The one thing.
The one thing you brought to this shit show, and you can't even. All right, time to move on to Aaron's history hole. Yeah, away we go.
For Aaron's history hole.
The history hole. Come into my hole, she said.
What? Are we about done here? What?
This is the end of the podcast.
All right, Boogeyman from 2005. This movie had a budget of approximately $20 million
It did.
and grossed $67 million worldwide. So
That's
made
that
money.
Seventh Heaven money, man.
It's a hell of a return on investment. It was filmed in Auckland, New Zealand, Waikato, New Zealand, and Savannah, Georgia. It was released on
New
February
Zealand?
4th. Yeah, can't you?
Interesting.
Dude,
That's where the
everybody has
budget
a
went.
bad English accent in this movie, except for the Seventh Heaven guy.
Well, and addition to go,
And Deschanel, yeah.
Deschanel.
Daddario.
Yeah.
Bones.
Dario.
Bones.
Not Daddario.
Deschanel.
Deschanel.
Whatever,
Yeah,
Deschanel.
it's what's her
I
face
get them
sister.
confused. They all look the
The
same.
older
Whoa.
Deschanel.
No, we-
Whoa, no.
That's fighting words.
That Deschanel does not compare at all to a Dario, whatever the
They
fuck
have the
her
same
name is.
hair.
You have the same hair. I don't know. You don't at all. I don't know. This is just this. Anyways, move on.
Are we done personally attacking?
Well, you don't
each
have
other?
an image. Yeah, we're done. We're done with the personal attack.
Personal attacks?
that segment of the show.
Yeah, that'll reprise again later.
Airing of grievances.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so it was released February 4th, 2005 in the United States, and then February 5th, 2005 in New Zealand. So some other February.
That's because the time zone probably period.
Of course.
Like, it was
The
probably
date-
released the same
international
day.
dateline.
Dateline.
Yeah.
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 Other February 2005 releases are
Fuck off with that insecure. Yeah. That was a mocking. Yeah. Why are you Chester A. Arthur? I'm Chester A. Arthur. You son of a bitch.
why am I just doing Alpha? I don't
We gotta write that script, Chris. I'm telling you, we gotta work on that.
This
I
is
think that's
Mom
the
Dude
next
Wednesday
movie to make.
history hole.
Oh my god.
Okay. Good lord. All right. So movies released that month. We have Mulan 2. I didn't know they made a second.
Oh wow,
Mm.
Young
either.
man.
that's our favorite here.
Oh god.
Out of you. Oh yeah.
Ooh,
who blocked him?
'69mega.com.
I blocked him.
I love 69mega.com. I stopped watching the stream and find love.
Oh, he's back.
I'm gonna put him in
He's back.
timeout for
You
now.
can't block him.
5-minute
I'll
timeout.
show you.
dirty bastard. All right, Constantine.
You beautiful dirty bastard.
Get in your
Constantine. I like that
corner.
movie. It's a lot of fun, and it's getting.
This is a
sequel.
fun movie.
Yeah, sequel, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pumped.
What
for that.
is?
Constantin.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Constantine.
The first one was great.
Keanu
I was
Reeves
in trouble
plays
hearing
the
you.
The first one
demon
has
hunter. I know.
the dude from Bush in it, right?
Gavin Rossdale?
Yeah.
It's like his only movie.
Breathe
Yeah.
out.
No, he's been.
Breathe
in Texas,
in.
It's a classic, man.
though. We have Cursed by Wes Craven.
That's a bad movie, but I like
Oh,
it.
that is such a bad
It's got
movie.
Jesse Eisenberg and Christina Ricci in it.
It's like it's
You should
pretty
watch
much
that.
unwatchable.
About
Frankly, It's so
It belongs on this
terrible.
show. Let's do it.
It's
John
better than
Devlin.
Scream.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
watch out! They're coming for you.
I know.
They're coming for you.
I like it better than Scream. Diary of a Mad Black Woman
funny for
and
some
Man
reason.
of the House.
It is funny. I don't know why.
Okay. Our highest grossing films from 2005 were Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire with nearly $900 million.
That was
Yeah.
such a terrible one. That's like the worst
The
one of
Goblet
the
of Fire.
Really?
Get the shit out of ass.
That's the
worst
best one.
It's not
I
the
don't know
best
about
one. It's
that.
not the worst. I don't know. They
Everyone
killed
knows all the
Cedric.
Christopher Columbus ones are the
Cedric.
worst.
the one I
fucking died
stopped
in that-
watching the
Cedric,
series.
you gotta-
A
My
boy
boy.
died in that movie, Lindsay. For God's sake, show some
Yes,
humanity.
boy.
Edward.
Edward
It's so
fucking
devastating
died
that
for
someone
your
could
sake.
die
Now
in a
he's
Harry
like in all
Potter
these
movie.
movies and he kicks
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
The Lighthouse
Right?
is great in that movie. Star Wars,
have all the
episode
awkward
3.
teenager scenes.
Nobody gives a
Yeah.
fuck about something.
Episode 3 is the best of the first 3.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge
Chronicles
of
of
the Sith.
Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and... Would you shut the fuck up about Star Wars?
The Lion, the Witch, and shut the fuck up.
We have War of the Worlds, King Kong, Madagascar, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Charlie and the Le Chocolate Factory, Batman Begins, and Hitch. Our director for this film was Stephen Kay. Stephen has a long history of directing TV shows, things like Friday Night Lights, Sons of Anarchy, and some episodes of Yellowstone. He directed a movie, Get Carter.
Remake,
And-
right?
okay.
Yeah. Stallone.
So he has some movies we need to check out from 2011, 2 films. One called Isolation. A medical student wakes up in a hospital isolation room with no memory of how she got there. Starring David Harbour
Oh.
and Eva Amorai, which is Susan Sarandon's daughter. Amory? Amory? I don't know how you say
Oh,
that.
okay, yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I just know her from
I don't know who that is.
Californication.
Even Amorai?
Eva Amorai. It's Susan Sarandon's daughter. When you see her, you can recognize her. Cell 2013, also from 2011.
Great.
God and the
Eva
Devil
Amorai.
battle for the soul of a cocky lawyer.
Oh,
That's
this
familiar.
is Susan's. This makes sense. She does kind of look
Yeah.
like her now that Yeah.
In that movie, Cell
She's insane.
2013 stars Bruce Greenwood, Eric Balfour, and Michael Rooker. So our
nice.
writers, of which there are several for this film, we have Eric Kripke with the story. He has a long career. He is the creator and writer for 327 episodes of Supernatural.
Wow.
He,
That's a lot of
he's
writing.
The writer for 25 episodes of The Boys. So he's part of that. He created the show Timeless and the show Revolution, among many other things.
Jeez.
The dude's prolific at TV shows,
Hmm.
and that explains a lot about this movie.
Mhm.
Our other co-writers, our screenplay writers, are Juliet Snowden and Styles White. They're husband and wife
Snowden?
team.
White
Not
and
related to
Snowden?
Edward that I could find.
Oh shit! Somebody call the feds.
She's exposing all their secrets via bad horror
Say.
movies like Ouija, Origin of Evil, The Possession, and that crazy Nick Cage meets End of the World film, Knowing.
Oh man,
It's a weird movie.
that's a great
Very
one.
weird.
Our
Never seen
music, our music
It's a
was by
great
Joseph
Cage.
Loduca, who is more than competent. Some may even say talented, but he's the composer for all the Boogeyman series movies, Hercules TV series movies, A Brotherhood of the Wolf, Xena Warrior Princess TV
man,
series,
Brotherhood
Ash
of the
vs. Evil
Wolf.
Dead, and Army of Darkness. Dude's talented.
Brother was.
But most
Brother-
recently,
It's a great
Bro-
movie.
Brotherhood of the Wolf.
I said that
Does it hold up? I haven't seen
the
it for
whole
so
New
long.
Zealand
yeah.
thing is starting to make more and more sense.
it is, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Mm.
Our director was born in New Zealand.
Come back in. I swear to God.
And I tried to find movies that were New Zealand movies released in February, but there's no like New Zealand movies.
Yeah.
They don't have really an industry.
Search
Did you ever see
for it, right?
Housebound? That's a great New Zealand movie.
No, I don't have.
Anyone?
I think I have
Anyone?
an Plex though.
Bueller?
Housebound.
Housebound?
What was
Is that
that
what it's
one we watched with the guy that goes mentally crazy? Wasn't that in New Zealand? He's in the insane asylum, and his
Yeah,
brain's
that was
like mush.
Maniacal or some shit. Yeah, Housebound from 2014. Everybody should watch it. It's funny.
Okay.
It's
We'll get right
funny.
on it. We'll get right
Yeah.
on it.
It's a funny New Zealand.
I'm gonna
that
watch it
and Black
next
Sheep. Do you ever see
on my
Black
list.
Sheep? That's a good one. I
With
think that's
Chris
New
Farley?
Zealand. Or Black.
I'm joking.
Black Sheep
Farley.
one with Chris Farley.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
man.
but there's another one. I know. I can picture the cover
Black-
almost in my head.
Dead.
Something like- it's
Black Sheep, 2006. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Is that the one
It's a
where the sheep
horror comedy
go
from New
crazy?
Zealand. Yeah.
They get
Okay,
possessed and
Sean.
eat people?
How do you pronounce her daughter's name then?
I don't know, but I'm looking at her Instagram right now.
I think it's Eva Amari.
What did I say? Amurai? Samurai.
Something like that.
Amari. I could not.
Amari?
I could not pronounce
Amari?
names. It's
Amari.
so bad. It's like a
Something
mental
like that.
block for me.
Her fucking like Instagram looks like not a JC Penney, but one of those magazine covers, like an
Facebook's
LLB
just
magazine
ruining
cover.
it every
Okay.
day.
All right. My name's Chris, and I like Instagram. I like to look at pictures of people like LLP
It's pretty funny. I feel like we need a Muppet version of him or something.
It's pretty good. I
You
like
need
that.
to animate that image for Chris.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Hello, everybody. All right,
Somebody give me a
finally-
Muppet version of.
I know
Wolf.
God's
nothing about
sakes,
Chester
can I
A.
get
Arthur
this
Chester
straight?
A. Arthur. I can
I
finish
feel like
this.
I never
I said-
studied him in school. What did
He's
he
one of those
do?
presidents that just kind of sat in there for 4
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we're gonna have peaceful years. Like, I don't know.
Mr. Arthur, 18.
What is he
no.
known for?
The only reason I know he
Besides
was a
looking like
president
Chris.
is because of Die Hard 3.
Yes.
That's the only reason.
The
Oh,
trucker.
because when
what's his name?
It's the school
Art
that
or whatever.
that the bomb is in, and the dump truck driver's like,
Yeah.
it's Chester A.
Ah.
Arthur, don't you know?
Yeah.
Stupid
He's
Bruce
like a
Willis.
huge history buff.
Yeah.
Cinematographer
school
for this
named
fucking
after him.
film that I want to end this stupid history hole is Bobby Bukowski, who's known for The Tie That Binds, Rampart, Arlington Road, Messenger, and Take Me Home Tonight. That's
I
your
don't
history
want to
hole.
let you go.
Take me home tonight.
Aaron, people would command more respect from us if your microphone didn't sound like dog shit.
Chris,
Okay.
can you just
But it
I have a
sounds
dog
picture-
ass right in front of my microphone, so
true.
that's probably why.
So you're
It doesn't
so
really sound that
hollow.
bad.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
You
man.
sound far
Like,
away
really?
from it, man.
You sound far
Yeah,
away.
you-
and
yeah,
in
it's
our hearts,
terrible.
it feels.
I had to
far
turn my
away thing.
volume up to hear you.
Yeah, we couldn't hear a goddamn thing you said. Nobody heard it.
But we didn't
Really?
care.
Something
Yeah,
about New
nobody-
Zealand.
Nobody fucking
All right,
cares.
Mr.
all right,
Arthur.
turn off all the
Time
shit.
to.
That
We're
sound
moving
bad.
on. We are done with
Does it
this.
sound better?
No, we're done. We're time to move on.
The show's back.
The show is back on. We're back on the
Full
tracks.
swing.
Full swing. Aaron's done. Oh fuck.
What was
Okay.
that?
Time to do it. Time
No,
to do
hey,
it.
hey. There's no
We can't-
rabbit hole.
Oh my god.
What is that noise?
He's gone full Muppet.
Oh my god.
This
Are
is
you
why
like
we can't take
intergalactic
a week
Beastie
off.
Boys? Beastie
That's pretty. It
Alright.
sounds like the guy.
Time
from
to
Frog.
move on. Lindsay, do you not really have a rabbit
I
hole?
don't.
Did you forget?
AJ,
AJ, it's your
AJ,
turn.
it's your
Here we
turn.
go.
I'm tired. I'm tired.
I am not lazy.
What?
Oh my god. I am not ready. Give me a second. Now
No, you better be fucking ready, dude.
To prepare this.
Oh my
No,
god, you've been
pass.
teasing
Wait,
this forever.
No, I gotta bring out my nose.
It's on his other computer.
Like, you're procrastinating on your procrastination.
I
hole.
know. Well, I have part of it ready, but my notes didn't come up for it for some reason.
Got it ready.
I'm
Aaron,
dying
why do you
to
keep
see
turning your
this.
microphone or your video camera off?
Oh, I meant to
did?
turn off my mic so I could cough. I'm so sorry.
You
Oh my
Chester A.
God.
Arthur-ing. It's not fair that you have Chester A. Arthur. He's my thing. All right, you ready yet, AJ?
Oh, finally. Fuck, I found it. All right.
Okay, do you need to share your screen?
Yeah, I'll have to share it, I think, for this to work. Let me see here.
I'm
All
excited
right,
for
so
this.
part of this, this whole fucking thing. All right, give me a sec there.
So,
I can do this.
AJ.
All right, I'm using the slideshow. I'm gonna try to use the slideshow
All right,
thing.
all right. So
which
present
I've never
your
done
screen,
before.
share your screen,
All right,
and then we can all see it.
all right, present. Oh, I can just load slides.
For fuck's sake!
Jesus.
I would have
can't
preferred
take-
nothing
I think
over
he's
this right
punishing us
now.
on purpose.
I'm not editing this out.
Is
I
this the
refuse
joke?
to edit.
I think this is the joke.
Is this part of it?
Oh, can you see
Wait.
that?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yes, but we can see everything.
All right,
Victor Hugo, hit
Yeah.
play.
Play. Present
You
your
had to
video.
hit
Two
slideshow.
slides?
There we
There it
go.
goes. Can you see
Okay.
it now? Is that
Victor
better?
Yeah.
Hugo.
Yes.
All right, so part of this is we're looking at famous people in history that were famous at procrastinating.
This is fucking stupid. Sorry, but continue.
The rabbit hole would have been.
All right. So Victor Hugo was the great French poet and novelist whose masterpieces included epic historical novels such as Les Miserables and Hunchback of Notre Dame. He had a unique method to starve off procrastination. He had his servants strip him naked in his study, and he would not return his clothes until an appointed hour, which he would complete his work.
Do we just masturbate furiously?
Furiously.
How come he couldn't remove his own clothing? How come he had to?
Because he's
have
rich,
it-
Rebecca.
You got servants.
You paid
When
people
I-
for that.
Blisters.
When I am worth $1 million, I am not removing. I'm not touching myself ever again. No, none of my nothing. I'm ever touching any of this filth ever again. That's what I'm paying people to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just reiterate this.
Whatever, Aaron. You're just jealous. Maybe I'll hire you. Maybe you'll have to touch some of this shit. How you like that? You like apples? How you like them apples?
All right, this is
Another
not
Victor
Victor Hugo, but it does say he is. This is Herman Melville.
Yeah,
Herman
but
Melville.
is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be like? Okay,
Is this prepared?
Yeah, I haven't looked at it for like 2 weeks. All right, give me a break. I thought everyone would be prepared since we're
I think
coming
you
back.
worked on it for 27 seconds,
All right.
forgot all about it.
Herman Melville.
Now this is what we get.
Does anyone know who Herman Melville is?
You have two
No.
stars.
Moby-
I think
Moby
he's
Dick.
just
Moby
Moby
Dick.
The
Dick.
American author, and he wrote Moby Dick.
yes.
Yeah.
But when he would
Speaking of
struggle
Moby
with
Dick.
with his procrastination, what he would do is, and this is actually a common thing I've heard with screenwriters, is he would have someone come and chain him to the radiator in his room with his typewriter.
Kinky.
So he had no distractions whatsoever until the appropriate time, and he would be let loose.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Well,
Next
was
time I
cool,
have
huh?
a rabbit hole to do, I'll have my husband chain me to the radiator before he goes to work so I can get it
There you go.
finished.
A lot of writers do that still.
What could
Hardcore
possibly
ones.
go wrong?
Are you
Hardcore
done?
ones. Yeah, I'm done.
Was that it?
That was that.
What? You
I'm
didn't like
so-
that? You didn't think it was
Literally
great?
did nothing.
I'm
The
still
bumper
onto
was
this.
more entertaining.
I'm
The
looking
bumper, I
at.
spent a lot of
Play
time
the
on that
bumper
bumper.
again.
guys.
The
I'm
bumper
looking
was good. I like the
All right.
bumper.
Yeah,
All right,
let's
we're
go
done.
back-
Wait.
Do the bumper again.
God, worst podcast of all.
Let's go back in time.
We are going. We are moving. We are
And this
moving
happened,
on.
and we're all like, all right,
We
we
are
finally get
done.
to
We were
see
all anticipating.
Done. We are
months
done.
worth of
We are
labor.
done.
You just
On his
you put the
printed
bar
laptop.
too high for me to reach.
The bar was on the ground and you couldn't even step over it. You dug a hole deeper than the bar and went under it.
We told you
And
you
you
could
still
jump
managed to-
over it if you wanted
Give
to.
yourself a concussion.
Well, if you're not going to do sections, I'm just going to keep doing these, and they're going to get longer.
So
and
it's just
longer.
punishment. Okay, now we
It's
understand what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I take back my
I made a
enthusiasm.
slideshow. It took 4 hours. It's 2 slides with the same shit on it.
Having the wrong name.
Yeah, I must have copied the name or something.
Has your new employer seen this?
I don't know what happened there.
This was
Victor
the portfolio
Hugo
we
became
used in the
Victor Hugo
interview.
twice.
This is the quality
Victor
that they
Hugo.
come to expect. All right, time to move on. Here we go. Time to talk about Boogeyman. Here we go. Hey everyone, this is Chris. I'm just reminding you in the still of tonight to go to patreon.com/badmoonnightshow and sign up. For $2 a month, you get access to the exclusive bonus podcast pre-show, as well as other bonuses. That's patreon.com/badmovienightshow. Okay. We need to recenter and focus because we have a lot to talk about tonight with the film, which was a Paul. What's his last name? Lyric.
Lillian
Lillian
What the
Bowman.
heck?
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Right when I meant to say it, I thought of John Larroquette, and then I couldn't get that out of my head. Paul Lilienthal choice of The Boogeyman, which was our Halloween Thanksgiving movie.
Nope.
Halloween, Thanksgiving.
Movie. At one point, tangentially, somebody says, "Oh,
It
Thanksgiving's
takes
coming
place
up, fucks."
after Thanksgiving.
And that's why this is a Thanksgiving themed movie, obviously.
Obviously.
So, AJ, what did you think of the Boogeyman?
Honestly, I don't remember it very much because I watched it a while ago. But
How long ago? How long ago was this? Like
a couple weeks
frame of-
ago.
We
Yeah.
were gonna do an episode on it last week.
Yeah, so yeah, last week, which is a long time because I've watched like I don't know a dozen movies since then.
Mhm.
But yeah, if I recall, I thought it was pretty competently made. It was pretty like the sets were nice, the film locations. The only thing I thought was like really bad was like the CG, but that was also just like the time
It's
when this came out.
2005, yeah.
Yeah, so I was actually pleasantly surprised. I was entertained pretty well. You know, I don't have a lot of bad things to say about this movie, honestly.
Big fan. What's your thought on boogers? Boogies in general. Big boogie fan.
Boogies?
So you rate boogies 1 out of 10.
I don't know. I just remember that Ren and Stimpy episode where he shows them his boogie collection underneath the chair. Remember that?
No,
Yeah.
that's why I didn't watch
That's
it.
what comes to
It was too
mind.
gross.
There's so many gross things in Ren and Stimpy.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's
Anytime they'd zoom in on something.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I never watched it. It was too gross.
It'd be like a painting. It'd be like a matte painting they zoom in
Yeah.
on. All of a sudden
Right?
it changes to a painting. Yeah, it's like incredibly detailed.
Yep.
There's something
It's
brilliant
ahead of
about
its
that.
time.
Yeah.
So big fan of Ren and Stimpy. Okay, fan of boogies. Boogeyman.
Yeah, I was okay with the Boogeyman.
Okay.
I think the concept and the idea was pretty cool. It was pretty dark. For like, the child at the beginning and stuff. But
Yeah.
I think you could take this in a lot of other places, and I hear there's a sequel. So I'm
two
curious to
sequels.
There's
see.
a couple.
Two, yeah.
I'm curious to see what happens,
And- yeah.
in the future of the Boogeyman.
The epic Boogeyman
Yeah.
series. Aaron, what did you think? Boogeyman.
It was okay. Yeah, it felt a little bit cheesy to me, but it is a PG-13 rated movie, written and whatnot by people that are heavily invested in a show like Supernatural, so it kind of fits with that style. I didn't really find anything glaringly wrong with it. It just was kind of mediocre. Special effects were pretty rough at times with the CGI. They probably should have skipped some of that. But otherwise, I wasn't bored with it. Again, I didn't really find anything offensive about it. It was fine.
Big fan.
No,
Okay.
not putting words in my mouth. Chris.
Lindsay, what did you think?
I remember seeing this when it first came out, and I didn't like it then, and I still don't like it. It just,
Really?
I don't know. I
I'd
kept
agree with
thinking that was a different actor because he looks
Yeah.
like about 5 different actors from that
Mhm.
time.
Combined.
Him, Ian Somerhalder, and like one other guy all look really
He
similar.
looks like the guy from Lost to me. He was like on like a season or 2 of Lost.
Oh.
I
I
didn't
can
watch
see
that,
that.
so I have
Yeah.
no
Never saw
idea.
that show.
And
There's
then,
some balls.
what else was
Oh,
I
great,
gonna
Lost.
say?
Sorry, I mean to derail your train of thought.
No, I lost my train of thought. I'm trying to find it again. Oh,
Perhaps
and at this
derailed.
time, a lot of horror movies like this came out. There was this. There was Darkness Falls. There was like
Darkness
Tooth Fairy.
Fucking
Man.
Falls is what I kept
Darkness
thinking when
Them.
when I was watching this.
Yeah, just they go
Well,
back to
them.
some. I'm
The
I'm
French
saying
movie?
no. It or they or something. I can't remember what it was
Okay.
called. It's like
Yeah,
there was
they're-
people.
they're
There was
basically
like
interchangeable movies,
Them.
is what
shadow
you're
people
saying.
behind the walls type of thing.
Yeah.
One person saw something as a kid and then they go back as an adult and it's this shadowy figure and there's a bunch of swirling shit at the end.
Mhm.
That's kind of what
Who doesn't like swirling
fucking
shit?
Yeah, watch that swirling shit.
right?
You just need to plunge that right out.
Do you think this was all
Take a
caused by
long
like The
shower.
Ring or something? Like, what
Yes,
was
this
the-
is very much the J-horror remake cast-offs
feeling.
that came
Yeah.
afterwards. And so I mean, like I said, I didn't like it then and it just didn't do anything for me. There wasn't an interesting hook for me. It just didn't. This movie never grabbed me.
What about the
Yeah.
shit tub? Not a big fan of the shit tub?
No.
Didn't like the shit tub?
Peace.
Really? Couldn't even get you on board for the shit tub.
No.
That's
Look at
that's
that
like
shit
that
tub.
house in Reading.
Seems
you
like
were
an
looking at
Iowa
in
thing
the
if I'd
cruise
ever
ship.
heard of one. No offense. Come on down to the shit tub over here. We're gonna have shit. Anyways, Rebecca, what'd you think?
Yeah, I kind of thought it was boring. I think because it was a PG-13 movie, it just kind of skated along and didn't really push anything. So I think if it would have been R, it could have been more interesting. But they had to kind of keep it toned down, so it just kind of stayed
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely feels neutered, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spiv, speaking of neutered, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of agree. No. Yeah, I kind of agree with people, but I thought it was entertaining up until like the end, where they didn't know what to do anymore, and it just kind of wrapped up and didn't answer any questions, and then it was over, and it's like, well, yeah, we hit that 90-minute mark, and yeah, I needed like more lore or
More boogie,
more
right?
something.
Well, that's
more-
what the other two
Yeah.
movies are for. They're to
Shit.
keep you in.
Yes, I mean, I hope.
That's cool.
You're gonna find out.
But yeah, no, I thought it was okay. Definitely a movie of its time.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a really badly written movie that comes off way better just because of some decent production value. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because like I don't fucking know I don't understand the Boogeyman. Like what the
No,
fuck?
they don't give you any.
He
No.
lives in the closet.
No.
He is
He
Randall
takes the
from
people
Monsters
Tim
Inc.
loves.
Okay, so like at the opening of the movie, we have little Mr. Peter, and he's like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have put that guy
That like
just
that, yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
a
that."
weird
So he looks
setup,
like
isn't
a
it?
perfect figure of a man.
With a belt and everything.
Yeah.
And so like the whole time, like, okay, there's some traumatic thing that happens to a kid, and then 20 years passes. I'm like, okay, we've seen this before in many horror movies, this tropey start, and it's unraveling the mystery of his youth. But like the opening was interesting enough to start the movie. We've seen it, like I said, I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But then we get to the second act, which goes on for an hour
Whew.
of him coming home and wandering around, getting attacked in the motherfucking closet, like looking at pictures, seeing shit, and like
But does he
nothing.
really get attacked?
He gets
It was
scared
kind of
by a
question.
mirror and then he plays a recorder.
Yeah,
When he
one-
plays the recorder.
And then the woman
Clothes
riding a
hanger
horse on
hooks
his
onto him.
property, right? Like, what's that about?
That's his old girlfriend from middle
What is she
school or
doing
something.
on the horse?
But
And she
lives
just lets
next
it
door on the
go.
farm.
But this movie does one of the things that I hate most about, and this happens in a lot of shows and stuff. When characters just need to say one thing to the person. Like his girlfriend is concerned about him because he's had this whole nightmare thing about the
His
sexy old mom in his
girlfriend.
bedroom. Okay,
Jeez.
and
It's Lucy Lawless.
she's like,
by
"What's
the way.
going on?" What's
Mhm.
Yeah, I know it is. She's
Yeah.
like 33. I
Didn't
don't know why she's
recognize her.
playing like a 60-year-old woman, but she's saying all this stuff like she cares, and he won't just say like what's on his mind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's all
Yeah,
these
but-
moments where it's
No.
like,
Yeah,
just say
there's
the
so
one
much
thing.
that could be avoided if you just speak.
Yes.
Couples
not-
in early 2000s movies don't talk to each other.
No.
That's because No Doubt said don't speak, and then everybody fucking listened.
Exactly.
I know just what you're saying.
Yeah.
His girlfriend doesn't care about him at all, though. I mean, he's having this
How
real
dare
tough
you.
time. He just had this big hallucination. He gets a phone call. His mom died, and she's
Well,
like, "Don't answer the phone.
He doesn't tell her any
Stop
of that, though.
being
He doesn't
scared.
tell
Just
her
come back to
anything.
bed."
It's
You're-
Thanksgiving.
that's-
You're supposed to be here.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
you said
no,
you
I
were
think
staying here.
Spiv's got a point. Spiv's got a point because we meet these two. They work for some magazine in the city or some shit like that, and
Yeah.
they're dating. And he's gonna go to her parents' house to meet them for the first time for Thanksgiving dinner. And her family's very rich, and he's just him by himself. He has no family because of everything that went on.
Because he wears ugly sweaters.
Because he wears ugly sweaters and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's rough.
But
It's
It's rough. He's wearing grandma's
but
sweaters.
we meet her parents and family and like her sister and stuff. They show the dinner, and she's
Yeah.
like making these quips about how destitute he is to piss her parents off and stuff like that. I don't know. It was just
I don't think she
it was
cares
just-
about him at all.
I don't think so either.
This was true fucking love.
Is she
How
just
dare
like
you,
on
Vivi?
Right?
Is that what it is?
It's
She
like high
was,
school all over
she
again.
was defending.
He did
Oh.
make
Well,
her a Red
and
Bull
and then
vodka.
she finds
missed
him.
that.
He has like a nightmare that night when he
Yeah, about sexual-
he sees Lucy Lawless in his bed,
I often do.
Right? And the girlfriend finds him there on the floor freaking out, and she's like trying to get him back into bed, and he's like, no, I have to leave. He's like, something's wrong with my mom. And then his phone starts ringing, and he's desperately trying to answer it, and she's trying to stop him for some reason from even answering the phone.
Can we reverse the scenario and play it from her perspective? She walks in, he's laying on the floor freaking out. She's like, what is happening? Oh, he must be having a nightmare, a waking nightmare. And he comes out of it and immediately says, I need to leave, which is just like, no, you were like having a nightmare. And then he just picks up the phone, says some stuff, and leaves. Like, I'm with her. He's like not acting rationally or normally.
He's crazy.
And so her being like upset about the scenario.
How long have they been dating if she doesn't know about his nightmares and his fear of closets? And
But he doesn't talk
I don't think
about
he's told her. He hasn't told her.
Yeah, he doesn't talk.
His communication skills are lacking, Smith.
And see, if the movie would have given us something that would have
context to that.
Some context, or saying, okay, this inciting incident happened, so now the evil's back and it's pulling him back to this house.
Really.
But there's nothing like that.
His dad supposedly just left family, even though we know he got sucked into the closet. But like, his mom was home.
Yeah.
So like, he didn't just disappear from the house. Like, he didn't just leave and leave them alone. Like, it just kind of got guessed over, like, oh yeah, dad left.
He just left town. Not he's missing and there was an investigation and he's been legally declared dead 7 years later. Yeah, it's really weird.
Would have made sense if
we find out later though the closets are connected. Like that closet goes to the downstairs closet, and then the bed goes to like the motel closet. So maybe the dad's at this motel.
The Boogeyman is Randall from Monsters Inc.
What you're talking about the old 80s movie, right? Where he's on
Monsters
connected.
No,
I was thinking that one with Matt Damon.
Pixar.
No,
where he,
talking
like
about the 80s movie.
Oh, Good Will Hunting.
No, Adjustment Bureau.
What are we talking about? I'm so confused.
The doors in that movie.
We're talking about the movie.
Aliens or angels or whatever, like, can go through a door and come out in a totally different place, and then he gets the hat and he can do it too.
Huh?
I was talking about the Boogeyman movie in 2005.
I'm saying the door thing is like that. You go through a doorway and boom, you're totally else. It's like a portal to another place.
I'm talking about Little Monsters.
They're not physically
No, we're not talking about Little Monsters. We're talking about Monsters Inc. For fuck's sake.
With Fred Savage?
People.
Monsters Inc. is just based on Little Monsters. Like,
Everybody, no, it's not. Everybody,
It's the
shut the
same
fuck up.
movie.
What have we become?
I agree with you though,
mediocre
Lindsay,
podcast.
that if somehow the mom would have been tied into the conflict or the reasoning behind Boogeyman, that would have made sense.
Stop saying Boogeyman.
That's how you fucking pronounce it.
I like to say Boogeyman. Boogeyman.
But I never knew the catalyst for the new. I assume this is like a newly.
I think
appearing
the Boogeyman's
situation of the Boogeyman. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Like he hadn't been.
I think
What?
he's
Why are you doing that, Agent? Why?
For
What's that?
15 years.
I'm trying to get to the
Why?
go. 'cause you're just
Boogeyman is
dragging.
stuck in the closet.
I'm thinking.
Chris. He won't come out.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying, Chris, because they have some kind of context. They try to shove some in there when they go to the little girl's dad's house, who was trying to get her back and figure things out, and there was all those missing posters.
Is she
missing
alive? Though, or
flyers.
is she
No,
She's a
she's
ghost. She's a
No,
ghost.
she's a
Aaron.
ghost.
She was taken in 1985.
I bet it's all answered.
That's what I
in the
thought.
sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I doubt it.
But if the Boogeyman takes you, are you actually dead? Because at some points, like after she gets
doing?
shit out,
That's true. That's because how
What
is
does he
the
do
little
with
girl
you?
here then?
That was a cool scene.
yeah.
Are you like in another dimension and you're just trapped there?
Another
Yeah,
dimension.
darkness.
Another
a
dimension.
boogie mention?
But they don't save Uncle Jam
They
or
do
anyone
not go
else.
into
Yeah.
any context because there's time travel involved, because he goes back and leaves the
Yeah,
bloody
that's true.
handprints on
There is
the
time
Very
travel.
true.
tub,
involved.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Dude, this is just Donnie Darko. This is what this fucking shit
This
is.
is Johnny
Wormholes.
fucking Darko, but with like
Wormholes, man.
a nasal congestion.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
It was around the same time too, right? Donnie?
yeah.
why does
Yeah.
nobody? Why did
Right.
like what's her name?
Emily Deschanel.
Bones. Deschanel. Why didn't she
Yeah.
call the police? Because this guy, who she hasn't seen in 15 years, shows back up, and he's really weird. And
She's got
then
concussions from
she...
that horse. That's why.
she's-
She doesn't remember who she is.
Yeah.
She has no idea who this guy is.
He jumps out of the closet and is like, come with me, takes her to a hotel where his girlfriend is missing and there's blood. And then she gets in the car
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, but-
why would you
Yeah,
not
because
think
she
that this
still
guy's
loves
a
him.
murderer?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
when you
she
live in a
still
small
loves him.
town in a place like Iowa, things are really boring. And if something exciting comes along, you go along for the ride. You know?
Yeah, if I lived in Iowa and something happened, I would be all on board for
Yeah,
that.
you'd be like, holy shit.
Holy
something's
shit.
happening.
And Barry
Finally.
Watson showed up and he's like, oh,
Yeah.
my dad.
Done.
I'd be on board. I'd be all
I
Barry
would be
Watson.
too, really.
That whole horse situation, like, what the fuck was she doing anyway? She was just
Yeah,
creating
she was
a
like on
scene.
her property, right?
Yeah,
She's like
like,
on
get
the
the
field,
fuck
like
out
a
of my
farmer's
yard.
market.
She was
What's she
at
doing?
the funeral.
I think she's trying to get attention. Is what she's
She
doing.
was.
She was
She's
trying to
looking around.
rekindle the flame.
She
guys.
You think
made
she
the
set that
horse
whole scenario up? Yeah,
drop
the
her.
This is
horse.
staged?
The horse got
Mhm.
scared of the boogeyman.
You think it was a
Yeah.
stage?
Horse got
thing?
scared of the boogeyman, but I do like the scene that it leads to, where he like gives her ice and they're sitting there, and she's like, "So you got a girlfriend?" That was like the first thing he
First
asked. she asked.
line.
She's
And
a
he's
little
like,
stalkerish.
"Duh, actually, I
Whoa.
do." And he's like, "What about you?" And she's like, "A girlfriend? No." And I don't have a boyfriend either. I'm like, okay.
It's like written for the CW.
But it
or
never
something.
really. Even by the end, like
it's by the guy
It
who wrote
was.
Supernatural. It's exactly what it is. It's a PG-13 horror movie written by TV,
Why?
teen horror
Why?
movie
Why
guys.
just put it on
It
TV
was
then?
produced by Sam Raimi, though. I mean,
And you
it's
can
not a-
tell there's some
there's
Sam
some
Raimi
Yeah,
shots
especially
in
the
this.
camera
Yeah.
angles and stuff.
Mhm.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
all the
actually,
doorknobs.
Constantly.
If you
Moving
look
and
at this
turning.
as a like teeny
Some of the angles
bopper-ish
are cool,
horror
though.
movie, it's fine. It's
That's
fine for
true.
what it is.
Yeah,
This
until
is
the
like-
If you're
end,
looking at it as like a true horror movie, no,
Look at
it's
this.
not going to
This
do
is cool
it.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, some of the
The
camera,
light,
like the
the light
cinematography
is
Yeah.
is good.
so.
They
Yeah,
really
production's good.
overdid it in some spots, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
there was some editing
motive-
that was just like it was too much to keep up with.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
They just
That
needed a good,
closet scene.
They needed a
Oh
better
my god.
script. That's all they needed, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a
This could've
worse
worked.
one,
This
just
could've
like
been a cool-
slightly worse script.
Well, yeah,
yeah. Either
Well, they had-
worse or
they had
Turn
a
it
lot
one
of room.
direction.
They had
Make
a
a
lot of
decision.
room where they could have
Yeah.
put in some context, because usually in
Yeah.
a movie like this, there's some kind of consultation scene
Hmm.
where they consult some
They go
type of
to see the
expert, or
priest.
they go to
Yeah.
the internet, or
Exposition
they go to
dump
the
scene.
library,
that
and
knows
this didn't
everything.
have that.
Yeah,
And they
that's
had
true.
time to do it because they spent a
Mhm.
lot of time of Ian Somerhalder getting scared by doorknobs.
And closets.
They don't have
Look at
like,
this.
Internet yet?
libraries in Iowa, so
This is me every time I go in
Yeah,
there.
that was the best scene in the movie.
Well,
This is just a game you play in Iowa.
now, see,
It
my-
is.
Iowa. Go in the closet and act like hangers are attacking you.
It's called 7
There's a
Minutes in
hand.
Heaven.
You got. I think
Play the
Iowans
recorder.
misunderstood that game.
Yeah, I know. You just go in there by yourself.
Play, and
Don't
play your
worry,
own
Chris is
recorder.
playing
yeah.
the recorder in
This
there.
is heaven.
my
Chris
theory,
is-
It's
My
so
theory
nice
away.
in here.
What's your theory?
my theory going through this movie before the end, where they basically decided, oh, it really was the boogeyman. I thought that Tim, our main character, was imagining that the boogeyman was murdering all these
I
people, but it was
would have
really
loved
him.
that.
Oh,
I would have loved
Because
it if it
his
went
dad
that way.
abused him as a kid,
Yeah.
and locking him in
Ooh,
the
that's good.
closet, and
That could have been a good twist.
yeah, I mean that would have been
Yeah.
perfect. But
Yeah.
as soon as like he took Emily with him under the bed, and they showed up in the hotel again, I mean that
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, there's nothing like that.
No, they could have done something really interesting.
Yeah, some psychological twist.
They could have done
They
literally
could've.
anything, and it would have been
Anything.
interesting.
Yeah.
They just
Effort.
didn't do
Little effort
anything.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
There's some really shoddy editing in this movie.
Oh,
I mean,
it's-
we've mentioned it, but like,
yeah.
just like
Look
look
at
at this
that-
scene.
look at the
Like,
scene.
it's just
Can we talk
such
about
such
the
a mess.
It's great.
How
This is the
crow get
movie. I like
stuck in
it.
the
R.I.P.
windshield?
Brandon Lee though. One love. Good movie
Mm.
otherwise. It got stuck in the windshield because
What is going on here?
Ah.
it's
Nice
not even-
black
it's not
screen.
even
This is what the
showing.
crow
Hold
saw
on,
when
hold
it
on.
died.
It's gonna show. This is what it looks like.
Ooh.
Look at that editing right there.
When crows
It
explode.
looks like
going on?
two completely unrelated shots, but it transitioned in 2 frames,
Yeah.
so you didn't notice.
Well, it's
Yeah.
supposed to feel like quick
It's
paced
chaotic.
and shocking and
Yeah.
chaotic. Yeah.
He's losing grip on reality, so the editing is becoming crazier.
The editor lost grip on reality.
Yeah,
and
giving
started
them too much
Probably.
credit.
Shit. Like,
Look at
there's some
this.
Saul. That's Saul
I bet,
stuff.
so
I bet he
crazy.
had all this footage. Is like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this garbage?
Well, they had to, I'm sure, pad for time because there wasn't anything else in the
I had to get
script.
to 90 minutes.
Well, we'll just
Yeah.
show
I'd
him
rather watch-
walking
we should
around
just
a
watch
little bit
Darkness
more.
Falls, guys. That's what we should
Darkness
Why
Falls
did all
pretty
the
sweet.
missing?
Watch it.
What was that scene about? Where the missing kids all come around him?
Yeah,
They
was that
need
like
him
a-
to stand up to the
Boogeyman
boogeyman. Save us.
They're in
Were
the
they from another
further, Spiv.
dimension, the boogeyman
Did you ever see
dimension?
Yeah, so
Insidious?
they're not free. They're trapped there.
We should have went to the boogeyman dimension. That would have been cool.
Maybe
Well, there's-
Boogeyman 2
You
Revenge
know?
of the Boogeyman does.
You think? What do you think?
What was that?
Whoa, you
That's
think it's
Aaron
just gonna
doing
be
his
footage
weird
of the
thing.
first movie? Like,
There's
20 years
another
later.
part in this movie that makes absolutely zero sense, and they just bring it out of nowhere. It's towards the end, and they're like, "We need to go to this place," and all of a sudden they're in front of this rundown house, and he's like, "I know this house. I've been here before."
He used to talk to the father.
But
About
but
the
we
boogeyman?
never see it.
Yeah, there was no
before.
mention of that.
There's no
Yeah.
mention of it. There's nothing.
What?
It's just it's
You
there
don't
in
have
the
to
third
see
act.
it, Lindsay. You tell, don't show.
They didn't
Yeah.
tell it either.
Lindsay, in movies, it's better to tell, don't not show. You know that?
Exactly.
They do neither.
Just do an
It
exposition.
was implied,
dump.
Lindsay.
It's just like the military. Just don't ask, don't
Don't
tell.
tell.
So, but we do know that the boogeyman comes out by you shitting in a bathtub. You shitting
Yes.
out all over the place.
That's pretty cool.
And there he is.
What a way to go! Look at that! Look at that, man.
That's actually cool. I like that part.
Effects are pretty good.
That's
There it
CG,
is.
though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Unless she actually
And can you curve water that way?
Does the
So we can see
boogeyman
him
live
there.
in the show?
He lives in
No,
the shit,
he
Spiv.
lives, he lives in the shit, Spiv. The
Yeah.
shit movie.
He's from the
from the
upside down or
This
whatever.
scene pissed me
The
off so
further.
bad.
He's
I'm like,
from
just
the
poke a
shit
hole
side
in his mouth.
down.
Just poke the hole.
Talking about the scene
Okay.
where his uncle shows up and gets saran wrapped.
So
Yeah, how do you
why
get
is he
saran wrapped?
Because he
The
had all
boogeyman-
the
Makes no sense.
barriers
Scrap machine
hanging.
or something.
It's gonna
He
save
had
him
all
for
the
later.
Barriers hanging for the
He went-
renovations. The
He went through
boogeyman blew them all
Amazon
around. him.
machine.
This house
At
was
one-
the draftiest house in the planet.
Well, it's
Right.
abandoned.
Well, it's
All
been
the
sitting
windows
there.
are closed.
Right.
Every curtain
Maybe
in the
they-
house
maybe that's
blue.
what
Oh, man.
Blurry.
It's got a
It's-
boogeyman.
It's got a
It's an old
boogeyman.
house.
You've got a boogeyman.
You wish.
Do you have to
I like-
disclose that when you go to sell? Like,
No.
by the way,
One boogeyman.
there's the
Boogeyman.
Foundation
boogeyman.
cracks, termite
hides
damage,
in
and
places.
approximately 1.5 boogeymen.
He might shrink
makes-
at you.
makes-
If you're not careful.
Boogeyman.
What makes one a boogeyman? Like, what is a
That's
boogeyman?
the question. That's what we got to just talk about. These are the things that we should be talking about.
AJ, get on.
We're gonna do a whole quiz on the
Boogeyman.
international
The origin-
boogeyman.
Quiz on the boogeyman.
Good. I'm
That's
excited
cool
for
because
that.
I hope we get some answers.
This
'cause
seems
I'm
like a perfect
curious.
transition into some fun stuff.
I want to
And-
look at the boogeyman. Can we?
Mhm.
One
Go ahead, Lindsay.
a
It looks
movie
like
this
crap.
reminded me of a little bit was Sleep Stalker. Do you guys remember?
The
Sleep
80s
Stalker.
stuff.
Sleep
The cat?
Stalker.
The cat?
Sleep Stalker was cool.
It's got some similar themes going on.
Yeah.
What am I
he's-
thinking
he's
of?
the-
Monsters.
He's the
Oh,
Sandman.
the one we watched on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I
That was
can
a cool
see
movie.
that. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was pretty cool. That was
That
better.
one was much more interesting.
That
Yeah.
had
but-
that
Howie
badass
Mandel,
musical
Savage,
montage with that fucking
Sleep,
song.
baby, sleep.
Howie
Yeah.
Mandel,
that's
Fred
fucking song was
Savage,
awesome.
Super
Fred
creepy.
Savage,
Monsters.
little monsters.
living under
Fred
the
Savage.
living under the bed.
I want to talk about the boogeyman. Let's look at him.
Let's hear the boogeyman.
He comes alive because of the orb, which is why you don't buy one of those electric static orb
He
things.
has Horcruxes. Why does he
Because
have
they-
Horcruxes?
The orb.
Dude,
They
wait,
summon
wait, can we
boogeyman,
see his
and then the
face?
boogeyman looks like this. He looks
Wow,
like a
that
guy.
is it's like a poor Resident Evil kid.
It's
He looks
so
like that
bad.
zombie in
It
Resident
looks
Evil 1
like a memoir
music video.
music
Geisha?
video from
Why didn't they just put someone in a
2002.
costume, dude?
Exactly.
Why did they just put someone in a
Yeah,
costume?
that would've
Way
been
high school.
scarier.
And this is what some people forget about making a good horror movie. Your villain has to be dynamic and scary looking. Otherwise, it's useless. You
It
could have a
doesn't
cool
land.
backstory or an interesting hook, but when they're on screen, finally see them on screen and you're just like, ugh, that's fucking horrible.
Well, and
Yep.
It just kind of kills everything.
It's
And the
to
way
not show
way
in this
to
case.
beat the boogeyman is to smash your toys from a kid.
Oh yeah, because he's
Like,
possessed
I
in
didn't
the doll,
understand that at
man.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't
Like,
that
did,
doll?
did he just get those toys?
I think
and then
that's
he
showing
shows
it-
up?
movie.
That's him showing that he's not afraid of the boogeyman anymore. Essentially, is what they're trying to do, but it doesn't come across exactly.
That was a Boogeyman action figure, Spiff, for one.
I know, it looked just like him.
Maybe it was a marketing ploy that never came to be.
Is he wearing like an Argyle vest?
If
Yeah.
you're scared of the boogeyman, you probably shouldn't get a boogeyman toy.
Do we miss something with
Are you
that
scared
action
of a
figure?
ghost that
Was
wears
cut from
Argyle
the original
vests?
movie or something?
What did you say, AJ? Aaron was talking.
Is there a Boogeyman Zero? Is that what you're asking, AJ?
No, I was
Oh,
asking if
prequel?
like was there a scene cut with like the action figure having something to do with like his trauma or something
I
like that?
hope
Like
so.
that didn't make any sense to me.
Well, and he
It
had
felt
like the
like it.
crow hanging from the ceiling and the electric globe thing.
It seemed like there was a lot of things that could have gone into some kind of lore or
Yeah.
the
myth
shirt
or
that was
legend,
the
but nothing.
There's
We
no
never got the
mythos,
scene of
which
his
is what
dad
the
beating him
ring,
or anything either.
which is what the ring does so well. That like, did anyone watch Smile? Because it's
No, I
like
wanna
this.
see
It's
that,
like
though.
all this shit, where it's like
Yeah. What's that one on Hulu? where
it's the same template for all
character
these
has
kind of
a lot.
movies.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Where somebody gets something, happens to them, and then they have to uncover the mystery and then fight the boss or whatever.
Yeah.
But the ring did it all well, insofar as the mystery was. They explored all that shit within the video, right, and got the
Yeah.
backstory of Samara or whatever.
Yes.
And that was all cool. But Smile like really didn't do any of that shit. Like she already knew everything
Mhm.
basically after like one thing.
Mm.
This is like we're not even gonna bother
Nothing.
any lore.
With
You just
any
show
of
up,
it.
stuff happens,
No.
and then you smash some stuff.
No,
Like
you're gonna have to just
So,
guess.
So lazy.
like why didn't they uncover the mystery of the mom and that all like, oh, the mom was in a mental hospital and this blah, that kind of shit. Like it would have been tropey as
I
fuck,
don't
but at least it
know.
would have done something
Maybe they
and
had
gave him
problems.
something to fucking do besides
Yeah.
walk around his
Right.
house and get lost in the closet. But there was one scene where he touches the door handle and it's all quick, and I wanted to slow it down so we could see what it looks like.
It's an event
Oh.
It is
horizon
kind of
thing.
creepy, right? That
Who
is
is
creepy.
that
That was
guy
cool. Look at that
reaching up?
face.
That's
That's
fucking
wait,
Boogeyman.
wait.
If he looked like
Yeah.
that the whole
I
time,
know. That would have been
That
cool.
would be cool.
Wait,
What if he's just like an old
Well, that's
man?
his dad, isn't it? That's
why
his
is he,
dad.
hold on, let
One
me
day
slow
you'll
it
be
again.
old
Let me-
too, son.
or is that the uncle that came by?
Here it is.
I can't tell.
That's his dad,
That's his dad.
That
Why is he wearing
that's
a trench
Boogie
coat?
right there. You
and
see
that's
that?
the
cool.
that's the boogeyman.
Because his dad
there-
is super cool, Lindsay.
That shot with the guy who's all like makeup
Yeah.
up and his eyes are
Mm.
yanked.
That's
that was
great.
creepy
That was
as
cool.
fuck.
But
Why
Yeah.
didn't we
Yeah.
get
we
that?
can't even see it.
It's
You
probably
can't even
just a stock
process
image
it.
they bought
you
and threw in
could
there.
Instead
tell
of
it
this.
happened.
And you get
Ugh.
this.
This is awful.
Yeah,
Like,
that
why
is-
go for this big explosive action movie ending in a movie that's all about like these
Mhm.
scary,
Psychological
like, creepy
stuff.
atmosphere
Yeah.
shit?
Because that's
Then
what a lot
that'd
of
be
the of
cool.
supernatural movies do at the end. It's
Yeah.
just everything
Yeah.
starts swirling around and it's loud and
They
people
shoot it with a
scream.
shotgun. That's
Dude,
it.
let's watch the
Yeah.
Bring Up Darkness Falls, the ending of
And
that.
the whole time I thought they better beat this guy with fucking Afrin, if you know what I'm saying. Drop that fucking. There goes my phone. But same.
You all right, Aaron?
Mucinex.
Well, Mucinex would have cleared the boogeyman straight up. Anything else with the boogeyman, guys?
No, I mean, I think we've said most of it. It's just they had some potential and
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
didn't.
Cool premise. Yeah.
It is a very interesting premise, and they could have gone a lot of different ways, but they chose to do none of that.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's
Oh,
move on.
Now I feel way worse about this movie. Way to go, guys.
Do we do alternate
Sorry.
titles first, or do we do recommendations?
Recommendations.
Okay, AJ, would you recommend the boogeyman?
I didn't hate it and I didn't love it. It doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of like mediocre, and like as we had discussed, it was just kind of nonsensical with the story, but still a lot better than most stuff we watch. So I guess
A lot better than a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
Great movie. 10 out of
like the visuals are pretty cool at times.
Yeah. 10. Okay. Aaron?
Man, I feel this is one you could watch with like your pre-teen or teenage kid to kind of introduce
True.
them to horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something there for that. Beyond that, if you're a horror fan, this is probably not going to do it for you. It's just not that great. But there's a lot of competent stuff about this. I think we've kind of hit on that. The story, even ignoring the bad CGI, this story is definitely the biggest problem. It's just there's not much of a plot here, and it's not very clear what's going on.
Lindsay.
No.
Okay. Rebecca.
No, I don't think so. Like, even if I think if you watch this with like a group, I don't know that it'd make it that much better. Like, it's not gonna be fun.
Biff.
Yeah, I don't think I'll recommend it. I mean, even I watched it with Laura, and yeah, it was just didn't make sense. It wasn't like fun bad. It was like head scratching bad.
Yeah, it rides the line of not being bad enough to be entertaining and not being good enough to be entertaining,
It's just
unfortunately.
benign.
Yeah, B9.
Would you watch the sequels?
Hell,
absolutely.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Give me Christian Slater in a
They're gonna
sequel
explain everything.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And it's the quality's going to go way down, so it's going to meet that criteria.
We should
so
watch
bad
the
it's funny.
sequels.
And they made 2 and 3 in the same year, I think. But
Really?
They're just awful. Awful.
Nice.
They made them
That's
at
cool.
back to
Someone
back.
bought the rights to this and then just pumped out a couple movies.
Charles Band
Is
just
it
edited
still
them together
Stephen King?
into 2 different
No.
movies.
I'm excited to see the sequels.
Jeff
Okay,
Betancourt. What did
fucking
he
titles.
do?
Aaron, you got some
I
alternate titles?
didn't make any.
Anybody?
Boogeyman.
Booby.
I got the Boogeyman because it's British. Snotty Man. Nasally congested
Beat
man.
me up, Snotty.
Nose fruit man.
Nose fruit, man.
Nose fruit.
Nose fruit, not nose fruit.
Phlegm man. Oh yeah, okay. And then this guy's from Seventh Heaven. So Seventh Congestion. And then I thought the bad guy started to look like Lord Voldemort, so I got Lord Snottymort and Harry Snotter. There was a scene. There was a scene where he shows like his Harry Potter bedroom or whatever underneath the bed. Or
Yeah, under the stairs.
Yeah.
That's where his dad tortured him.
Right?
Yeah,
Count to 5. There's nothing to be scared of.
It's called
terrible
parenting,
parent.
Spiv. Try
It's
it once in
called
a while.
terrible parenting.
Spiv,
Yeah.
Why don't you try it once in a while? All right, time to move on and play the game. So here we go.
Game time, baby.
Your theories are the worst kind of puppy. Try your best and sloppy, and your conclusions are highly pleasant. Shall we play?
Bam.
Oh,
All
look at
right.
that. That's
So
cool.
there is Boogeyman and Boogie Woman lore from
Ooh.
all over the world. So we're going to explore some of these.
That looks like
So first up,
sleep
what's
paralysis
the
shit
country
right
of
there.
origin for the traditional Boogeyman?
It's gotta be.
Is it the United
It's
States,
Russia.
England, Germany, or Russia?
Well, based on that picture, I'm going to say
I'm
Russia
gonna
or
say-
Germany.
I think it's
England.
England.
Germany.
Germany does go back far with that kind of stuff.
Germany.
though. Let's
I'll
see.
say
is
England.
England.
Ah.
The bogeyman.
England.
That's a cool photo. Or,
Oh, it's not.
Boogeyman,
Sorry.
Boogeymen
Sorry.
in the Netherlands ride what animal? Do they ride
Sheep.
goats,
You're,
cows,
your mom.
horses, or sheep?
I hope
I was thinking the
goats.
same thing.
Goats are badass.
The sheep.
If it's sheep, that's just stupid. It's either goats or horses.
It's obviously goats.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
goats.
goats.
Make
Goats are
sense. This is
badass.
cool.
Goats
Fucking
are
goats.
devils.
It is
Yeah,
goats.
Yep.
look at that.
Yeah.
That makes
Look at
complete
it.
Vulcan
sense.
Riders.
Why does that fucking?
Goats are
What is
so
that
cool.
guy? It's one of the.
Why is there
It's
Pepsi
Zorro.
Zorro in
Zorro.
the corner?
There's
Zorro on a
that
goat.
shit.
Pepsi
That's
sponsors
the
us.
Dutch flag.
Dutch flag.
It also is a Pepsi logo.
That's the U.S. education system right there, folks.
This guy should have been in the
Pac-Man.
movie.
Which country has an evil version of called the Sackman?
Sackman.
Is it
India.
Spain,
Man.
Germany, Italy, or India?
I'm
India.
gonna say Spain.
India.
That's got to be an Italy thing.
It's Italy. It's Italy.
Sackman.
He looks Italian. Look
Chester
at him.
P. Sackman.
Carrying that sack. It's actually a pretty cool picture.
It is Spain. El
Oh,
hombre del
2
saco.
for 2.
El hombre del
El hombre del
saco.
Spit, or AJ, we're on our fourth question. How are you 2 for 2? We're in the fourth question, son.
Are we?
He's
Really?
2 and 2, baby.
2 for 2.
Baba Yaga,
Such
the
a
Russian boogie woman, has a house that sits on one of legs. Horse legs, bear legs, chicken legs, or dog legs.
Oh, it's
Chicken.
gonna be
Chicken.
legs.
Chicken legs.
Bear.
But this is Russia.
Why would you put a house on top of fucking
I'm gonna
legs?
say dog legs.
It's
it's
chicken legs.
Damn.
2 for
Told
2,
you.
AJ. 2 for 2.
2 for
Yeah,
2.
2 for
Still
2.
going
Good
strong.
job.
Still going strong.
Which country to a woman who kidnaps children to save
What
them
is
from
going
evil
on
parents?
with her?
Is it
I know
Japan,
what's
Boob
going
scarves.
Indonesia,
Boob scarves.
She's got some long titties.
He's swinging them things
or
around.
Australia?
She's got to feed all the
Sorry,
kids,
Rebecca.
guys.
None of us heard
Gotta
any
feed
of
the
that.
kids. I'm gonna go with.
We're enamored
This
with
is
the
what
weird
I'm
photo.
gonna look like when I'm 65.
It's fine, it's fine.
I'm gonna say that sounds pretty cool. I'm
Australia.
gonna say Australia. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Indonesia.
Australians. No, I'll say.
Look at that plant life
Philippines.
below her. That is
Mm.
There's like
Australian
a
plant life.
butterfly or something down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what language
it
is it
is
written in?
Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Whoa! Look at
Jesus.
that. That's
She
cool.
got
It's
her-
terrifying.
That is really scary.
Yeah, but she's like she wants to save the children, and then the parents have to like prove
Battle
their
her?
worth in order to kids
Mm.
back.
Sweet.
Like she takes them from bad parents,
Oh.
So she's like a
and they live
superhero.
her in a nest on top of a palm tree.
save you.
This is the next
I don't know, that
Disney
doesn't seem
Marvel
very
movie.
good. Yeah, Disney.
It's the next franchise.
Sackman. El Hombre de
It's the next
Sackman.
Pixar epic here.
Pan's Namahage comes to steal lazy children on what holiday? Is it New Year's Day, Constitution Day, Christmas Day, or the Emperor's birthday?
Emperor's Day.
Emperor's birthday.
It has to be. No, it's
Emperor's
New Year's
got
Day. It's
new
New Year's
kids.
Day.
It's New Year's Day.
Emperor's
yeah.
birthday.
New Year's
Yeah.
Day, you have to clean your house. That's the thing, right?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It is New Year's
Oh.
Day.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah. Tata Duende has what
see,
body
that
part
should've been in the movie,
backwards? Is it his feet, nose, elbows, or eyes? And that's not a picture
Everyone
of
knows
him.
this
That's
is
just
like-
a boogeyman.
Tata? I'd
It's
say
his,
Feet. Feet.
it's his weenus.
Yeah.
Oh
clearly.
shit! He's got a
Elbows.
sloppy weenus.
Probably his feet. That sounds pretty
His
creepy.
eyes.
I think
have no
elbows.
idea.
That would be boring. Eyes would just be.
There he is.
Oh, his feet.
Oh, that's
boy.
actually
Got his
disturbing.
feet on backwards.
Does he walk
Sounds like
backwards
a
now, or does he
problem.
You
walk
have to lean
forwards?
back.
I think he walks forwards, like
Lean back.
coming in the opposite
back.
direction.
Wow.
Lean back.
What a way to
All
live.
my money and
What a
my
way to
There you
live.
go. Some much more interesting man from around the
I
world.
feel very
Yeah.
informed.
Sure,
Sure,
Boogie.
man.
Lay
Now
out
all
I
of
feel
the
gypped
men
now.
experts.
This movie could have
Did
been
you
so
say
much
Aaron was
better.
making noises? What'd you say, Spook?
I feel gypped. This movie could have been so much better. Just tap
Yeah,
into some of
we
that.
should
low
There are
bacon.
lots. There's so many movies
Bacon.
where like they reference like a cool.
The
cryptid or
Bye
something.
Bye Man.
Yeah. Oh my god, the PP man. Yeah, whatever his name. But
The
then,
Pee Pee Poo
then-
Poo Man.
yeah, but then when you look up like the cryptid actual information, you're like, what? There's so much here, and you
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
they
how you
just
mess those
ruined
types of
it.
movies up. It's the same
Mm-mm.
thing with the tall man.
What's
Like, cool
funny,
concept.
Aaron?
Way to just ruin
Bye Bye
it
Man.
completely. You know what I'm saying?
the Bye Bye Man is so bad. We should watch it.
and
then-
terrible.
And then the Wish Upon.
Watch out for the Pee Pee Poo.
You watch Darkness Falls?
Darkness Falls is badass.
I remember it being badass, but it probably isn't now.
What's
That's
the one where
probably
the what's the one where the teachers are aliens?
Dude, the faculty
Faculty.
get the
Oh,
shit out of that.
Faculty
That movie is
rules.
badass.
Why don't we
Fine.
do? Why don't we do those like mid-grade 2000
These could be good
horror
movie
movies? Yeah, let's do it.
We're still talking about it. We asked for listener feedback on this whole situation and got none.
That would require you to have listeners.
Sounds about right. Sounds
We've got about
Sure.
10 listeners, Aaron.
And we got 10 listeners.
The
At
stats
least
say
one
more
of
than
them.
that. Or that those
Stats say
10 are
more.
watching it and
The
listening to
stats
it.
Can't trust
Many
the
times.
stats.
10 times.
Can't
100
trust
times.
the
downloads.
numbers.
What did Edward Snowden tell us? Never
Yes.
trust the
That's true,
podcast
because you can have your
download numbers.
podcasting app automatically downloading shit you never listen to.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
True.
Exactly. And that's what we strive for here at Bad Movie Night.
Exactly.
Can
Time
we be
to move
like
on.
you two and just put our podcast on everybody's iPhones one day when they
no.
wake
Like
up in the
virus?
morning? connected to their car.
We're in the top
Right.
10%.
Movie
How about
night.
this? When you get the new version of the Twitter app, we're trapped on there. That's how you make the money.
We could get successful on the Twitter.
gotta
The new
reach out
Twitter.
to
The new
Elon.
Twitter.
Should we get a blue check or a gold check? I don't know.
$8.
How
Time
many
to
stars
move
does
on.
your Sneech have?
Your what?
What?
Lindsay,
The
this is a family show.
Sneeches on the beaches.
Lindsay.
The whole Twitter blue
Okay.
check
Okay.
thing is
Wow.
Dr.
Okay.
Seuss.
Things are getting a little.
Stars on those.
Whoa, I
Yes.
thought I thought you were mispronouncing something else, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on here.
It sounded vaguely like a vagina.
It's just an allegory for capitalism.
Snatches
like
for the
another-
batches.
I don't know what you're trying to
Oh,
say.
let's be careful.
Snitches for the
Snitches.
bitches.
There you
If you
go.
guys don't behave, I will bring back the procrastination corner or whatever the fuck it's called.
Wasn't that
Anyways,
a great video?
no,
video
it's
is
horrible.
cool.
Time to move, guys.
so
Time
much
to
time on
choose
that.
The 2-slide PowerPoint following up to it was less
Maybe
than
I need to
impressive.
make an animated feature next time. I'll
I
just
think you
animate
should.
everything.
Can we make
Yeah. Spend like 10 days on
Can
it.
I mute everyone? How do I mute everyone all at
Just
once?
run the bumper, Chris. Run the bumper.
All right, thank you. Here we go.
I suggest we read some listener feedback, sir.
Make it so, number one.
Emails. You tiny little emails. You precious little emails. Where are you?
Last week we checked out Never Too Young to Die with Uncle Jesse. Taylor Ann, if the ending credits song had the dancing women like the Bond intros, it would have been fantastic.
I totally forget everything about that movie already.
Never too young to die. Yeah, I should have.
I just remember
Megadeth on the
Gene
soundtrack.
Simmons, but yeah.
Gene
Yeah,
Simmons
Angry
as
Again should have been on there.
Yeah. RMJ Movie Reviews writes, I came across this on Pluto TV last year. It was awfully bad in a fun way. You can guarantee the filmmakers were on serious coke while making this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I am sure. And by that he means cherry coke.
Yeah.
Most serious of the cokes. Marilyn Knepper
best
said the
kind.
movie was okay. In the
Okay.
spy not named Bond movies category, there are better. Here's some recommendations. The Wrecking Crew, 1968.
Oh.
The Nude Bomb, 1980. In Like Flint, 1967.
That's a good one.
And got to give a little love for Your Height Only, 1981.
What?
That has
Oh,
to be a parody.
no. Yeah.
Just
Well, yeah,
watched
obviously.
Boogeyman 05. Gene Simmons is scarier than Boogeyman 05.
Mhm. Very true.
Hmm. For Your Height Only. We got to put that on the wheel.
That sounds pretty good.
What is it? I wasn't listening to anything.
Yeah. Good job, Chris.
All right,
Matthew
sorry.
Pfeiffer.
I was doing something.
Matthew Pfeiffer has band names. This is for our band. I think we talked about forming one
Oh,
at
starting
some
a
point.
podcast or
Chris
starting a
and
band.
Chris
that
and the
covers-
Corruptors. Or
Yeah.
Chris and the
No, that's a
Heartbreakers,
terrible
one of those.
name. Nobody wants that.
Chris and the Corruptors is a cool name. The Lonely
Yeah.
Hearts.
That's a
Bad
good one.
music.
The Lonely D Hearts. Oh, we can pull that off.
The Bad Music Blight. Kiss My Grits.
Oh,
You
when
get
we
it, Chris?
said we
Bad
were going to
music-
cover only
bad movie band.
bad B movie theme songs,
Right.
like Mortal Challenge and shit.
Mhm. Mortal Challenge.
I remember now.
Music of the Year 2018, whatever that was. Thirsty Wastelanders. Spanner and the Warlocks. Tromaniacs.
Wait, Spanner and the Warlocks?
Spanner and the
Oh,
Warlocks.
Will
Will
Spanner.
Spanner. Yeah.
I think our band name should just be Julie Strain's Butthole.
That's our album. That's our first album.
His first album's called Julie
Julie Strain's
Strained.
Butthole Surfers.
Julie Strain.
Julie Strained.
Yeah.
The Full Moon Band. Mushroom Head Sucks. And lastly, Lindsay's not in the band anymore.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
that's
you gotta
cold.
check out last week, Lindsay. Mike
I'll go.
Rosier. Mike Rosier is with Chris. He hates Bond movies.
Thank you, Mike.
I think Mike is no longer a Patriot.
Who's carving? What are you carving right now?
Somebody scrolling
Someone's
their mouse wheel.
Eating? What?
Lindsay, what are you doing?
Oh, it
you
was
carving
Lindsay.
something?
Messing
Mouse wheel.
He's just messing.
I have a knife, and I'm just messing around with it.
That's what you do in Iowa when you're
Fucking
bored.
Iowa thing.
I've got a screwdriver. And I know how to
If you go a little bit further west, it's, I got this gun and I'm just messing around with it.
What are we doing to pass time out here, guys?
I'm working on my whittling.
I'm whittling myself.
For some reason, I have 2 toenail clippers, and I don't know why. I'm clipping your head. I have no idea why these are sitting on my
Clip
desk.
your head. Have you guys seen the New Kids in the Hall, by the way?
No, I haven't watched it
no,
yet.
It is very funny. Mike DeRosier, I'm with Chris. He hates Bond movies. This movie was bad and not bad in a good way. But he's not a Kiss or a Gene fan.
Good job.
Plus, the reveal on the helicopter was just as bad as Angela in the last Sleepaway Camp movie.
That was a great reveal.
Paul Lillian saw this movie isn't even close to a Bond movie, and Chris should know, except he's never watched any of the Bond movies.
I watched them. Some of them.
The locations and sets
That's
are grimy,
fucking-
claustrophobic, and cheap, the opposite of a Bond film. Our hero is the opposite of an experienced veteran of espionage and is dorky, not suave. This movie's version of Q is closer to Robin Williams in Flubber, or the science geek in Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Flubber.
A far cry from the reliable dispenser of clever, real-worldy get-out-of-jail-free cards that was the real Q. The movie's stakes are never global, large-scale political powers, are never really involved. The enemy is a
This is
weird
such a
rabble
goddamn Paul answer.
and don't seem that dangerous or well-trained. And the music sucks. The opposite of Bond in almost every way. I swear, Chris was trolling me this whole podcast.
That
was.
what you just
It was.
described is how I see everything you're talking about in Bond. Q being whatever it was, like that. Yeah, that is what Q is. Everything's bad. The sets are bad. The acting's bad. The action's bad. The movies.
Acting's bad. Sean Connery is a terrible actor. Right, Chris?
Yeah, but he's got that
He's
hairy
only good
chest
because he
and shit.
slaps everyone
I don't know
to
if
tell
he's a
them
terrible
he's good.
actor.
You
He's a
know what
terrible
we should
person.
watch?
Yeah, we never said he was a terrible actor.
This came up
Said he's a terrible
before.
Bond.
This came up before in the podcast. Speaking of Sean Connery, we need to watch his most famous movie.
Zardoz?
Zardoz.
Zardoz isn't bad though.
It's amazing.
It's weird.
But I seem to recall like most of us hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
It was just you and me, Chris.
Yeah.
But anywho, our final comment of the movie last week is by Rafa Doto, and it says, "Promosum."
What the fuck is that? What is that? Is that a different language?
What does that
Or
mean?
Is that the thing?
I've had that comment on some of my videos too. It's just, it's just spam.
Shit.
And it's got
Yeah.
like little S's on top of
The
it.
little
So,
weird,
Spiv,
yeah.
you read spam, Spiv. You just read we're desperate for comments.
It's
We read
officially
spam.
full boomer.
Spam's the guy who
You went,
logs into his email and has 0 emails, and he's like, I gotta check out the spam, so I feel like I'm talking.
Well, some of this spam is entertaining, but
Some of it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Or we have a voicemail. Can I move on, or you want to? You
you can go to your voicemail, Chris. I'm anxious
All right,
to hear
thank
it.
you. Here is our one voicemail this week. Actually, let me share it this way because it's kind of a long one.
That's what she said.
It's got to be Borfington then.
Hey, bad movie night. I the last podcast that this must be your darkest hour, and it makes sense considering you find yourself in the dark valley between Witchcraft 1 and 16, a valley which has historically swallowed more souls than the Bermuda Triangle. So, since you've provided me so much comfort in my darkest hours, I figured I'd reach out and provide some comfort for you and yours by giving you the gift of music. This song is one of my favorites. It's a song that inexplicably plays at the end credits of a Bigfoot movie about a Bigfoot and a child sharing a psychic connection in order to save the child's dad's prophesized death or something like that. It's a song about a failure who could only really ever succeed accidentally and continues to fail miserably. But hey, sometimes if you dream hard enough and hope even harder, you can fail hard enough to leave an impression on everybody around you. And isn't that what counts in the end?
That's what we're
Without
doing.
further ado, here is the song that plays during the end credits of Cry Wilderness. Keep on climbing though you may never reach the top. Keep on climbing though you may never reach the top. Just look of it. If you should accidentally reach it.
Oh my god!
Just think of the view if you should ever really
Let
make
it
it.
play.
There'll always be someone to tear you down.
This is really good.
And that comes from standing
Sounds like the
out
boss.
there from the crowd.
This is Bruce Springsteen.
Paulo thought Bruce Springsteen.
Standing out in front makes a damn good target.
That is so Bruce Springsteen. Not even funny.
And those that
If
don't
we went on
want
stage
you
and talked for 20
climb
minutes
don't
about
want
stupid
you
shit
to
beforehand.
make it. Believing a dream is better than no dream at all. At all. Even if 9 out of 10 times you should fall. Even if believing your friends and you should fail. Should
Pretty
fail.
good, actually.
At least
know.
you walked somewhere and you left a trail. That's about it.
Very
I like
good.
that
That was
song.
great.
It's a good song.
That was really
Paul
good.
needs to
Paul.
do stand-up comedy where he just rambles incoherently for 60 minutes. With
No,
a
that
good
was
song.
great.
I would be dying laughing the entire time.
That was the pick me up we needed.
Yes.
Paul, thank you so much. You too can leave a voicemail. Go to bad-movie-night.com. Click the leave a voicemail button on the right-hand side, and we will listen to it and play it on next week's show.
Better sing, motherfucker.
Also, if you want to leave a comment on the YouTubes, that will also get included on next week's show. Go to youtube.com/7z357 or type in Bad Movie Night and click the channel and then find it that way. But it is now time to move on. It is now time to move on. And we are not doing the wheel.
It's
Wow.
it's time.
But we are
Isn't
not
it?
doing the wheel.
Why not?
Why are we not doing the wheel?
Still.
I'm just
We're gonna ruin the
curious,
show
yeah.
some more.
Is it time
Doing
for
something
awards
else.
already?
We're gonna
You guys ever hear of the town of Deer Creek, Nevada? They've been finding gold in the dry diggings mines on the outskirts of town.
That's poo. They found poo.
What is
Night of the Tommy Knocker?
It's in motherfucking Rico.
Banks.
Waiting for us.
I think we're here to make a withdrawal.
It'll be easy.
God damn it.
There's plenty of other things to worry about in here.
Tommy Knockers.
They're trying to protect their gold.
Get inside. They're coming.
Good.
Oh, fuck on a
man.
stick.
Damn.
All right,
This
we're
is
watching
gonna be
Night of the Tommy
awful.
Knockers for 3 reasons.
Richard Grieco,
Okay.
Time Sizemore, and what's the third?
We're watching
Tommy Knockers.
Night of the Tommy Knockers for 2 reasons. Because I
Where's
saw Richard
explosions?
Grieco and Tom Sizemore in a new movie, and I thought, how could we say no to this?
We could easily say no to that. That sounds
This
like
looks
a
pretty
horrible
good, doesn't
combination. It does look fun though.
Well, we
It
had
does
mentioned
look
we
good.
wanted a horror western or
No,
a
this
western
is cool.
horror movie
This
at
is
one
cool.
point.
I just think it's gonna. I think we already saw all the best parts.
I would agree. Especially the
What
bad
do we-
CG explosion at the end.
The most
Are we
horrifying thing is going to be
You think everyone's gonna be
Sizemore
drunk on set
vomiting
and
all over the set.
No one's gonna remember their lines. And
Could be.
could be good.
I'm
What
excited
were you
for
gonna
it.
say, Lindsay?
Huh?
Were you going to ask something?
Are we doing a Christmas episode? Are we still planning on doing that? I just was curious.
We do need to pick a
Yes.
Christmas movie, yeah.
Mm.
The war and Christmas
Everybody-
is real, people.
Everybody leave a Christmas movie in the comments that we can
I thought we
do
picked
for
one
the
last
show.
We picked one last
Listener
year for this
involvement,
year.
Aaron. Listener
Aaron, for
involvement.
Christ's sake, get on the bus or get off. The bad movie bus. That's
I'll drive
it.
this goddamn bus, Chris. I'll do whatever I
Drive
want.
right off the fucking
I'll
cliff.
drive it off the. God damn it!
Drive the shit right off the cliff. That's where it belongs. Anyways, so we're watching Night of the Tommy Knockers next week. It's available everywhere. You should be able to find it. Search for Richard Grieco drunk. Comes up. Search for Tom Sizemore drunk.
Richard Grieco knockers.
It comes up.
I wouldn't Google that.
Meow.
If you like the show, go to patreon.com/badmovienightshow. Sign up for $2. Get access to the bonus show, the pre-show, the Slack, all kinds of stuff. I eventually will respond with that information when you sign up. It's just I'm bad at it Right, Aaron?
You're terrible.
Thanks, Aaron, for that backup, Aaron. Thanks for being my hype man. You're the worst hype man. The one thing a hype man needs to do is be paying attention and know when to hype. And you failed at hyping at the appropriate time.
I'm running out of energy here.
All right.
It's been a long ass day.
He spent all that time coming up with alternate titles.
All those
My brain
alternate
is
titles.
thinking about all sorts of other things right now.
What's it thinking about? Dirty stuff?
Oh, yeah, somewhat, but other things too.
Like
There's
how
always a
we
little bit of that going on.
all those
Yeah,
boogie
AJ.
women.
AJ is so out right now.
I'm looking at
Let's
Tom
listen to-
Sizemore movies right now.
I'm reading about it for your height only.
I'm in.
We need to
Sean
watch
says he'd
For
like
Your Height Only.
Christmas Twister, which
Christmas
isn't a bad
Twister.
idea.
Yes.
Twister sounds fun.
I
Let's do that.
am
Sounds
for that
solid.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll do that
that's the
for
electric.
Christmas.
Man, that looks cool.
All right, time to end the
Boom.
show. AJ, thank you for joining us, everybody.
So I'm getting you Christmas Twister.
I'll give you a Christmas Twister. That's going to do it. Next week, we're watching the 2022 movie, Night of the Tommy Knockers. Sorry, one Richard Grieco and Zach De La Rocha. Not Zach De La Rocha. Tom Sizemore. That's it, guys. I don't know
Fuck
what
you,
I'm
I
saying
won't do what you
anymore.
told
All
me.
right, we are done. We'll catch you next week. Goodbye.
Bad Movie Night Podcast. Podcast. We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night.